Hey everyone, it's Scott Neal from Scott Neal Real Estate, and today I want to talk to you about something that we've been getting a lot of calls about over the last couple of years, and that is my skyrocketing property taxes. Now, this is really important for a couple of reasons. I mean, number one, it makes your payment go up, and who's interested in paying more taxes? So, of course, you've heard the quote that's attributed mostly to Benjamin Franklin, and that is that only two things in life are certain, and that's death and taxes. And we can't get away from them, and if you really want to find out who owns your property in the very end, just stop paying your taxes and you'll find out who really owns your property. So even if you don't have any mortgage on the property, of course you're going to have property taxes. And so I just wanted to explain to you, number one, why we're making this video and what are some things that you can do to save on your taxes and how taxes kind of work. So again, the reason why we're making this video is just the other day we had probably our 100th call from past clients saying, Scott, my taxes went up. What do I do about this? It's getting out of control. In fact, we've had people call us up and say that their monthly escrows on their taxes have increased by $600 or more a month. That can completely blow someone's budget out of the water. So it's very important for you to understand how taxes work on the property side and what can you do to help not have to pay so much tax and really eliminate a lot of that burden for you. So first of all, I want to just explain to you how Texas is different from a lot of states. We have a lot of people moving to North Texas from all kinds of different areas, West Coast, East Coast, and a lot of international buyers as well. In fact, right now we think that probably about 35% of our clients are actually relocating from other states. And a lot of these people are coming from states that have a very different tax structure. And a lot of people are wondering, why are our property taxes so high in Texas? Well, for people that are coming to Texas from a state like California, things are way different in Texas than they are in California when it comes to property taxes. And one of the main reasons why that is because Texas does not have a state income tax. California does. And so in a state like California where they have state income tax, their property taxes in return are pretty low. But in Texas, we don't have a state income tax, so our property taxes tend to be pretty high. The state's going to get their money one way or the other, so it just depends on how you're going to pay for it. But one of the big benefits that people like about coming to Texas is that there is no state income tax. Of course, one of the cons is that our property taxes are a lot higher than some of those other states. So that's something to really keep in mind if you are considering coming to Texas and you don't really understand how the property taxes work. This is really important too if you're trying to budget based on your payment scenario. This can really affect how much property that you can buy. We've had lots of people that have been relocating to Texas thinking that they're going to be approved for one price range, but by the time they realize that the property tax is so high, that price range might be cut by 25 or 30% just to make up for the taxes so that they can get the same type of payment. So let's talk about what the tax entities are and who you're actually paying property taxes to. So it depends on where your property is located, but there's a couple of different kinds of taxes that you might be obligated to pay. City, of course, county, and the school districts. Now, there's a couple of different counties out here that also add in a few other things like hospitals. So, for example, Dallas County, not only are you paying Dallas County, maybe even City of Dallas and your school district, but you're also going to pay taxes to the hospital system called Parkland, which is basically kind of a public hospital. There's also different areas around town that are kind of up and coming that have been developed from a more rural setting. Places like Lavon, places like, I think Little Elm or Salina, these might have what's called a PID tax, or a public improvement district. And this is another tax that you could be obligated to pay on top of all of your other property taxes. And so it's really important to know what you're kind of getting into. Now, tax rates here around the North Texas area vary a little bit, and that's going to vary by municipality, county, etc. But you're looking at, on the low end, probably about 2.5%. On the high end, it could be as much as 3.5% by the time you add everything in, and that can be a lot different. So if you need to see what the tax rates are, just give us an email, and we can send you a list of what the taxes are going to be. And of course, before you get into a contract for a property, you can investigate all of these things. All you have to do is just let us know, let your agent know what you want to know about how tax rates work in the properties that you're looking at. So again, those tax rates can be 2.5% to 3.5%, and that's based off of the value that the county gives to you, or what your property is actually assessed at from the county. So now that we know how property taxes work and what the cost generally is, what can you do to save some money? Well, I've got a couple of ways for you to actually save some money on your taxes. So first of all, I want to talk about exemptions that you can file for your property. So there's a couple of different exemptions that you can file to help you save some money, and I'm going to include a link for you in this email, in this video, so that you can go see what, if any, exemptions you might qualify for, and all the paperwork that you need. Just so you know, you don't need to pay anything to file your exemptions. This is all stuff that you can do for free online. Of course, if you don't want to deal with it and you don't want to handle it, there are people out there that you can pay to make all of these exemption filings for you. So here's a couple of exemptions that you either qualify for and should think about making. One is your homestead exemption. So this is an exemption that you can put on if the property is your primary residence. And it's got to be your primary residence, and you only get one of those. Obviously, you can't have multiple primary residences. So this is an exemption you get on your property taxes for your primary residence. If you're 65 and over, you can also qualify for an over 65 exemption. So for all you older folks out there, if you just turned 65, this is one of the perks of being one of our older citizens. You get a little bit of a break on your taxes. If you qualify for some sort of disability, there is a disabled tax as well. So the more severe the disability, the bigger the rate cut you get on your taxes as well. I've seen some people get 100% disability tax cut. Now, obviously, some of these people have some severe issues that they're having to deal with, and this is a way that the state is kind of helping you out with that. Veterans. You should look into this as well. There's a lot of veterans out there that have disability, and depending on your disability, you could get a tax break because you're a veteran as well. And another thing for you to realize is that there are deadlines for you filing these exemptions. You have to have your filings done before May the 1st. So we're at the end of February right now. I'm making this video. I hope that you guys are taking the advice that we're giving you, and that is to file your exemptions as soon as possible. So just make sure that you get it done before May the 1st so that you can get those tax exemptions. All right, now there's a second way that you can save money on your property taxes besides just filing exemptions, and that is to protest your tax valuations. Now, there is a little bit of a myth out there that sellers or homeowners have, that they want to keep their valuations high so that their property values stay up. That is not true. What the county or the municipality has your home valued at for taxes has no bearing on what the market value of your property is. Now, it might be kind of close, and it's a little bit in line with what your property is actually worth, but it really means nothing. There are properties out there that I've seen that would sell for one price, their tax value is way less than that or way more than that. It really just has no bearing on market value. This is just what the government thinks that you owe them. And so if you're trying to save money on your taxes, you want your valuation to be as low as you can possibly get it. And there's two ways that you can go about protesting your property taxes. One is you can DIY it, so you can do it yourself. I've never done it myself. But I know that the process is you're going to have to get with the county, the city. You're going to have to schedule a time to go before a board. You're going to have to argue your case. You're going to need comps and all that kind of stuff. And if you need comps and you want to go do it yourself, just give us a call. We'll send you some comps that you can use to go protest your taxes. Now, the second easier, more efficient way is to hire a company to go protest these taxes for you. Now, yeah, it's going to cost you something, but the beauty part of the company that I recommend for you is that they will only charge you if they save you money. And last time I checked, their fee was 50% of what they save you. So let's just say they protest your taxes and they save you $500. Your fee to them would be $250. So your net savings would be $250 for that next year. To me, that's worth it. I don't want to spend my time and effort to go down and deal with those people down there at the taxing authorities. I'd rather just hire this company this is all they do is just go fight people's taxes. So I'll drop the link to them as well. Tell them I sent you. If you're thinking about protesting your taxes, real easy. They just send you an engagement letter and then they'll go protest your taxes until you tell them to stop doing that. I do that for all of my properties, my personal residence and my investment properties. So again, I just wanted to make this video because we've been getting lots of calls over the last years, especially as property values have been rising, about people complaining heavily about their property taxes going up. So do what you can to save money on your taxes and do what you can to get that valuation low so that you can save as much money as possible. Again, file for your exemptions, protest your property taxes, and if you have any questions about our real estate market, if you're thinking about selling your home or if you're buying a home, especially if you're relocating from a different market and you want to know how does Texas work, whether it's property taxes or anything else, just give us a call. We are experts in the Dallas-Fort Worth real estate market, and we would love to earn your business and help you navigate your way through this real estate market. So give us a call, shoot us an email, find us on the web. We'd love to help you. Thanks and happy selling.